Like there's just been a decline in the population. Like there's just not enough just as there used to be.
If I had to guess, it would be chemicals like fertilizers and pesticides.
Environmental effects, whether it's global warming or pesticides.
Like building homes in their environment.
GMOs and stuff like that, and it's affecting bees.
The stuff like in the soil, cities, and people.
I don't know much.
A lot of people don't realize that without the hunting for our food supply, we would not last as a civilization for more than 5 years. This is a hive that we rescued, we relocated, and we maintain for a resident here who benefits from the honey, having her garden pollinated, and then we just come through and keep the bees happy and healthy. So today was what I would call regular hive maintenance, going by a hive that I maintain for a resident. Checking over to see kind of how the hive's looking, how the health is, see if we need to add any boxes, make sure that the queen's laying. So this is a small part of what I do. The majority of my work is in the field doing removals. So I'm doing swarm and hive removals all day long all over the county. Bees are extremely important. We rely on them more than we realize for all of our food, for pollination, and for honey and for our diet. We have a growing population, and everyone's relying on this food that is really a surplus of food that is there because of the bees.
The most important aspect of honeybees for humans is that they pollinate. And that's extremely important because they pollinate wild plants, and that guarantees the reproduction of these plants, increasing the biodiversity in the environment and therefore the biodiversity of the animals present in the environment. Pollination is also essential for the production of fruits and vegetables. Concerning honeybee health, usually bees are exposed to many environmental stressors, which are, for example, diseases, nutritional deficits, habitat loss, pesticides, for example, and all of these factors likely contribute to the phenomenon of the honeybee decline.
The biggest issue facing the bees right now is called the CCD, or colony collapse disorder. It's an issue that a lot of people think is just like another bug going extinct, that it's not such a big deal. They triple our harvests when they pollinate, and without their pollinating, then we get the normal harvest, and it's not nearly enough for our growing population to survive. When the farmers are producing less fruit, then we're paying more to get that fruit, and that's the first effect we're going to see. Before food shortages, the prices are going to rise to pretty extreme heights.
Colony numbers have dropped, so there's not as many bees available for pollination. It's extremely hard on the beekeeping community. The beekeepers come out to work the hives, there would be no bees in a hive whatsoever.
Bees find it more difficult to survive in the environment in recent years because of the increased impact of humans and on the environment.
So what the day-to-day people who aren't involved in beekeeping themselves can do to help bees is making an effort to shop for fruits and vegetables that are non-GMO and organic, planting wildflowers, not using products like Roundup, being informed about what insecticides are dangerous and which ones are less, using more natural insecticides for their own gardens and yards, and informing their neighbors of what types of insecticides are harming the environment and the bees and stuff if you know of a neighbor that's spraying.
We'll make sure that whatever pesticides you might be using in your own home are not harmful to bees.
Well, I think it's always positive to use less toxic chemicals.
Compost, composting and using like fresh fertilizer.
Maybe choose not to buy produce and things like that that are grown using pesticides.